It is March 1st, 2024. Last couple of days have been rough. Um, from over the weekend, where even Faith Family Church realized Michelle was just scamming everybody. She's not a retired judge's daughter. Okay, that was her brother Alex and Amir. Um, all right. And when I walked in, to Faith Family Church, to the sheriffs in uniform, we're talking. We all know they opened an informant case. They have a swatcher. I listened to a lot of what she said today, and I don't find it funny how that agent talked to her. Okay? She said that John had a weird last name. I want to know who he is. Okay? All right. And he also said that other police department thinks it's him. Where up in Akron, where I work, I started in about May of last year. They were knocking around on all the police know they sold the login. Okay. Knocking on the door. We don't want you to say anything to her. Have you ever listened to Karen before? Well, yes. Did she ever mention, they said that John's name and his last name? And he said yes. He said, we were wondering if it was him. And then they were talking about him falling for the Stana tapes before. And he better not have known about what he mentioned on the recorded line and mocked me for him. Okay? And that they already knew everything was photoshopped on me before. Okay? Alright. Now, on the other day, the strippers have been showing up mocking me. I got tired of it. I'm past tired of it. Nobody even thinks they're funny anymore. Well, I put up AIDS, STDs, STIs. Okay? And when you go out with strippers and prostitutes, they're with thousands of people. Thousands. That's why most people find them repulsive. Because you have sex with them, you're going to end up with either an STD or AIDS. And you will die a horrible death. And you won't have any symptoms for like 10 years and then you'll die. Okay? And I put up things from Google of the venereal diseases you can get. Well, the next day in Walmart, when I went to leave, when I was putting stuff like that up, and the other day people scattered. So nobody found it funny. Those men that were helping out with those strippers going out and having sex with them, they realized they could get AIDS. Well, the next day in Walmart, the 28th and 29th, they were complaining. I mean, people didn't show up. The strippers didn't show up. Hardly anybody. And said the men that were helping out and the strippers were having sex with them for realized they could get AIDS. Well, yesterday, on February 29th, 24, I think I had one hack on me. Teenagers were walking around. We don't want to hear those men complain. We even know if you go out with a stripper or prostitute, you will get AIDS. And we even knew it. And they knew by dating strippers or prostitutes, they're going to get AIDS. And for them having sex with them to come show up and harass her and hurt her, it's their own fault. No one's going to feel sorry for them. And teenagers were complaining yesterday morning. Okay? Well, where that one guy was heckling me yesterday. Okay? Start rambling about All the times they have admitted to photoshopping everything, drugging everything, to making fun of the FBI agent John, to Eric making fun of everybody for falling for his stunt. I go up to Bueller's in Akron for my second shift. Okay? Some people walk in, don't say a word to her. The police already know everything's photoshopped on her before. And they said that one guy that's telling everybody he don't care what happens to her, they said he stole his money. Her money. And that's what's going on, is that he stole her money. Okay? Well, they've been saying that since January 19, they were walking around Walmart 62. Remember the truth, they'll try to implant lies, they'll try to steal everything you have in life. The agent's so corrupt, they'll try to steal your money. He's actually that corrupt. Okay? January to March of 19, I'm in the mall, and a domestic violence shelter was helping trying to protect me while I was out. And this one guy turns around, he looks at me and says, she's amazing. The girl turns around and said, she is amazing. I'd like her to speak when this is over. He said, I could write a bestseller on what happened. Turns around and smiles at me. I call it Karen's Prayers. A paid off dirty agent. A man trying to kill his wife. And men being shot at running. It'd be a bestseller. And he smiles right big at me. That's where I have the name of my videos. Okay. They have October 4th, 23, Maslin, that one girl was bragging and screaming out Maslin that one was stealing for her. October 6th, 23, Walmart 62, 8, 9 in the morning. Ladies walk around. We talk to those men, the officers that watch her. Those men that watch her said yes. Said that she's never said she did anything wrong before. All right, all these people have are their stalking tapes, where they admitted to drugging her and tell her to say it before, where they admitted to photoshopping and making everything up on her in stalking tapes, where that one girl's bragging they're stealing everything for her. It's that one guy's girlfriend. Okay? All right. December 2nd, 22. Wendy's Alliance, one of the guys that watch him, was telling another man, is that the one that church tried to have killed? He said yes. Okay? I heard she didn't get any money out of it. He said no, it's some one man from the case stealing every time since the first day. Okay? It's embezzling. The 14th Amendment, they cannot withhold protection, and they cannot seize money or assets except for under due process of law. You have to be found guilty and then sued for it. They cannot just take your money. They cannot, how do I write it? No money or assets to be seized without due process of law. That's how it is. So they can't just take your money. Okay? Fourth Amendment, nobody's allowed in your house. The First Amendment is the freedom of speech. Okay? We have laws. People forget we live in the United States of America. Today, after that guy heckled me, I called someone and started venting about these strippers. Somebody in Walmart said, we found out it was strippers doing this. It's sick that they had those men do that to her. It is very sick. It's mentally ill sick. But you got to think, those strippers, no, they're living such a wild lifestyle. They know they're not going to grow old. They know they're not going to grow old. They're going to have an AIDS, STD, and they're going to die. So everything's about today and making as much money and scamming people out of it. A lot of them have drug habits and to feed their habits. A lot of them are in the human traffickers and they're selling people. They sell themselves and they sell others. They don't care about anybody. Right? And they don't care if they give anybody AIDS. Oh, I was talking to this one guy. He said a lot of his friends like, oh, we should go to strip clubs. I heard they're great. Blah, 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 blah. I said, why would you want to go to strip clubs? He said, that's what I said. Why would I want to drop $200 or $300 for nothing? I said, well, I heard they do oral sex there. I said, I've heard of guys that they, love everything. And then they have the private rooms where they actually prostitute and they do full sex for extra money. He said, you know what? I've heard that too. He said, you could get AIDS from them. I said, oh, yeah, because you got to think, how many men are they with per night and then per week? And then you put the time of year, it's thousands. That's where most people look at strippers and prostitutes like they have leprosy. On a normal basis, people scrunch because they're walking AIDS. That's why those teenagers said, we even know. You go out with a stripper or prostitute, you're going to get AIDS. And they have it. Or some kind, well, what is that? Some kind of STD. I got a really bad infection from that Alex raping me, and I didn't know what was happening because he was drugging me up so bad. Sneaking in and drugging me up, stabbing me with a date rape drug or roofing a drink, and I didn't know it was in my home. And I got a personal infection so bad that I swelled up till I couldn't even hardly pee. And I had to be on pills and creams. From some serial rapist breaking in and drug beat and raping me and drugging me up and telling me to say stuff in this extortion scheme. And stocking tapes and photoshopping and washing and drug confessions. They said, weirdo? No, I've never talked to anybody. That's where, before the FBI, I'd never seen anybody. That's where I thought it was, if they would have never said a word, I thought it was well water. Our well water looked like poop until we got the water treatment system, brought it down to milk looking. I'd never drink it or cook with it. But I used to wash my hands and it would, if you had open and scratch, it would burn. It had iron bacteria and iron gas. And those toxic levels, right? I thought from just taking fast showers in it that it was making me sick, or washing my hands after going to the bathroom. I thought that's what was making me dizzy, throwing up, heart racing, and I actually thought that's what was making my personal area infected. The bruising, I was almost afraid I was getting cancer. That, or if that idiot I was married to was beating on me, why didn't I wake up? I never thought of a serial rapist. And when I finally told all my family physicians, you know how I was seen for all that? Yes. I said I found out my ex-husband was letting them roofing me, telling me to say weirdo stuff, supposed to be stalking me, photo shopping things, and have them drug me up and tell me to say stuff, and I didn't talk to anybody. And they were letting them beat and rape me. They scouted up and said, your ex-husband's a vile, sick animal. If you look at these people for anything but vile, sick animals, then there's something wrong with you. It's sick. See, that's where people have said this whole thing is sick. It's mental illness. The drug cartel running scams on people. Where do people think it's funny? I was talking to some guy tonight, and I was telling him, you know, my one friend, his mom is a sitting judge in Ohio. Okay? He's very fond of me. Thinks very highly of me. Okay? They can't do any of this. They can't be in your home. You get in a lot of trouble for it. Those voyeurism tapes where they take pictures of people naked without their permission. It's a long time in jail. It's 1 to 5 years per person. Then the kiddie porn of little kids going potty. They admitted they photoshopped a shower scene. They admitted it to seeing me in the bathroom. Well, my grandkids use the bathroom to go to the potty. They got kiddie porn. There's no damn excuse he didn't arrest him. I don't care how bad he wanted the drug dealers. And them human trafficking me under drugs, beat and rape me. Do you know he told the Apostolic Church of Barberton that he knew I was being drug, beat, and raped, and just said he didn't care, and he tried to blame the pathetic Vegas. You can't even feel sorry for those people. I did a tape of mocking them. I had nothing to do with their kid's death. I had 6 to 10 surgeries. Went to the wrong doctors because my muscles locked up. They falsely diagnosed me across the board, gave me the wrong meds. I went from my feet to my brain, everything swelled up. My heart got off, my thyroid quit working, adrenal gland, and my brain started swelling. I almost died. Took another doctor to tell me they were ripping off my insurance and wanting to do, they wanted to remove part of my brain. Told me I have brain tumors and everything. They're like, you don't have brain tumors. They're lying. There's nothing wrong with you, but your muscles locked up from all those surgeries. They're ripping off your insurance. They're getting kickbacks from $200 to $1,000 from the drug companies. Get off the medication. You'll be fine. And get an attorney and sue him. Got encouraged to sue him for 2 years. Okay? And another doctor got me on pain medicine. And over 9 months, I slowly got well. Once I got off the medication, within 2 months, all the brain swelling and everything else was gone. I just had to wait for the swelling to leave. And learn to walk on Numbie. Took me 9 months. And in the middle of that, this one rich family, her father was rich but a show-off, speeding late for a church baseball game. Other church people are behind him. My whole family's at home. Now I'm almost well. And nothing to do with nothing. We just went to the same church. He's speeding so fast with their kid in the car, he runs a stop sign into a semi, kills them both. Well, 2 more months later, I finished getting well after 9 months of slowly getting well. Pull myself up and down streets, malls, everything. Deflating like a balloon. Okay. 6 more months later, the minister of that church's son is committing adultery. That's my brother-in-law. My sister's married to him, and she caught him, and she's following him and Katie around, who he was cheating with on her. And she got caught, and they thought it was me, and he made up the shitty lie of faking her sick. Had nothing to do with them. And it's like, oh my God, they stole our attention. We were getting pity. People were buying us all kinds of stuff and feeling sorry for us still. It was sick. It got to the point people said it was almost like they worshipped him. They wanted to plant trees, plaques. They were taking, it's appropriate to take food over for the first week or 2. Flowers, cards. But when you go into a month, 2 months, 3, 4, 5, 6, and everybody overdoing for them. Sociopaths or psychopaths. We're going to say psychopaths. I listened to this one psychiatrist online. The difference between a narcissist, a psychopath, and sociopaths. Psychopaths are born serial killers. They did PET scans and where your brain lights up. Theirs only feels happy, joy, and excitement. And then they can't feel fear, remorse, or empathy for the person. It doesn't work in the brain. That's how the serial killers can kill people and not think anything of it. Sociopaths are made by their environment that crimes are acceptable. Now, with those speeding, you don't speed with your grandkids in the car. Definitely don't run a stop sign. That's your baby's baby. You don't do that. But psychopaths, they said it's genetic. Okay? He would only know that he's showing off in front of the church people, fun and happy that he's making his grandkid laugh, and not think of the consequences they're going to get killed. Okay? That's where they're overdoing all this for the babies. Okay? People, like I said, it's almost like they worship them. They need to learn to deal with the shame of their father killing their kid. Okay? Other people, they were getting mad because other people are wanting to do more and more plaques, more this, more that. It was like, it was a traffic accident. Okay? They're rich. So they were all kissing their ass. Well, that minister making up that shitty lie just to discredit me and get rid of me so that I couldn't say, hey, I caught Tim in adultery. Why wouldn't I have done that anyways? But he couldn't risk it, so he threw me out. Okay? It had nothing to do with them. So why would they want to kill me? Well, guess what? It took away from their attention of people feeling sorry for them. It made them mad. People were talking Tuesday in Target. We listened to that thing of, oh my God, we were getting all the attention. We were getting gifts. People were feeling sorry for us and overdoing for us. And somebody said something mean about her. And it took away from our attention. Kill her! Kill her! Kill her! Kill her! Can't have that. That's basically what it is. If you think about the way they're acting, that's what they're doing. Had nothing to do with it. I was at home. My whole family was. Just because somebody said something shitty about me had nothing to do with her kid. 6 months later, had nothing to do with nothing. Why would you even care if somebody said something about me? You wouldn't. But like they were talking in Target on Tuesday. We listened to that video what she said. It did make them mad. They took away from their attention. And then what they did is they took all their hurt and pain of losing their kid, and they took it all out on her. Nobody better say a word. They just took all their anger out on her and just picked out someone. Like they said, they made up an excuse to kill me. And that agent would know that people that want to hurt and kill someone, have somebody drugged, being raped, had nothing to do with anything, and somebody just making up a shitty lie, that they're psychopaths. They don't feel sympathy or empathy to them. He'd know that. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and upload this. But yeah, it's actually got a little better. Like, they, up in Akron last summer, there was an investigator out there. Nobody better be saying a word. It's that idiot stealing our money. He's embezzled. Like those ladies said, the one guy that's telling everybody no one's to help her. He's the one stealing her money. You can't tell, like the Tuscarora sheriff said, you can't tell anybody not to leave somebody and not to help them. You cannot tell, police officers and agents cannot ask you to stay quiet either. It's First Amendment, freedom of speech. It takes a sitting judge and a sequestered grand juror. I talked to the police department's prosecutor's office and criminal attorney. An agent doesn't have the authority to ask you to stay quiet. Do you realize with him admitting that he met with the Vegas and the church people, trying to go like he's going along with Strange's lie? I'll tell you what. He up at Paymer's, he told 200 to 300 people. If he met with Strange's church, that's another 2. And then Blaylock's church has 200 to 300. He told the minimum of 500 to 700. The minimum. He might as well have stood on the streets of Canton and screamed, Karen, did you know Karen Hall called the FBI? And he probably would have told less. That's where even people said, we listened to that video. If you realize how many hundreds of people that agent told that she called the FBI for, he talked to her, it's not even funny. He would even say she couldn't say anything. Oh, it's for even when you tell him, then try to threaten me that he'd leave me, you try to tell someone unless you're crazy, no one will help you. You can't tell anybody not to help me. 14th Amendment, the Constitution. You cannot withhold protection, and you cannot seize money or assets except for under due process of the law. It's illegal to take somebody's money. That's where I've talked to other sheriffs out of this area. If this is what happened to you, you are not that agent's only victim or first. And if they go through his cases, he's got other ones. He stole their money. He's filtered it into his own pocket. And like a criminal attorney said, and all the police and everybody else, you get the money for working the case and only for working the case. And they got a fentanyl king off this. They got thousands of human traffickers. They were stupid enough because they thought they had that agent in their pocket. They showed up and break their crimes. Other police and sheriffs where it's a legal informant case, protected home custody for an FBI informant with money and immunity and statements of everybody in the house of threats on my life. Huh? That lived in my house? Everything was legally bugged. Because if police or agencies are in your home outside a protective light case with statements, it's entrapment. Otherwise, there's stalking tapes, voyeurism tapes. Like they said, that idiot can't hire a stalker. Just like a criminal attorney. Your ex-husband can't hire someone to watch you. They're not admissible. Just like the prosecutor's office, the sheriff, Portage County Sheriff's. What these people did is illegal. Like Officer Reinhardt in Louisville. I don't care what they say they got. I don't care what they say they did. Until that agent took your statement and agreed to protect you. The FBI couldn't even be in your home. They'd go to jail. Remember Nixon? Got impeached for bugging an office. It's right to privacy. The right of the people to be safe and secure within their own person. Their papers and effects against all unreasonable searches or seizures shall not be violated. No searches, no seizures without probable cause warranted. You have to have a court order with an oath or affirmation of the people, places, and things to be searched and seized. Can't hire Pete on your own. And then Pete's Alex. And they impersonated a retired judge and his daughter, and it was just his stripper girlfriend and her brother in a Santa Claus wig and beard. Are you kidding me? They had somebody impersonate a doctor from Altman Hospital. Oh, they'd make me a multi-millionaire. If that would have been a real doctor, like Altman Hospital, December 30th, 23, in the emergency room, I was in there with a client. No one's to ever talk to these people. My God, they were having someone impersonate a doctor from Altman Hospital selling their information. The hospital gets sued. Oh, they'd make me a millionaire. And then they were talking about no one's to back those doctors from before. Oh my God, they were even lying to the point they said she had brain tumors. There was nothing wrong with her. And it was a medicine making her sick. No one's to ever back that. And then officers saying that it was all those doctors were lying. He said, yeah, they were ripping off her insurance. And it was medication errors that made her sick before. None of this is funny. Okay? These, like they said, people have been walking around me. These people impersonated all kinds of people to have people show up and make fun of her or to hurt her. It was a drug cartel running scams on people, sextortion. That's where you Photoshop like washing the other room and then trying to extort money, drug confessions, got drugs, kidnapping, human trafficking. That agent knew where he told Apostolic Church at Barberton he knew I was being drug beat and raped. He said he didn't care for strangers lying. He told hundreds of people. People up in Akron, we went over to that church. He did tell all those people she was being drug being raped. He knew I was being raped. He mocked me with that other agent on the phone, laughing how I didn't know about some guy named Pete framing me and some doctor from Altman Hospital. No, I didn't. I thought it was a well water. I never seen her talk to anybody. Like people said. When you realize she never talked to anybody. It hits levels of not funny. See, that's where the Akron PD was telling people she's never even met the man that did this to her. Well, how do you do it? We don't know, but we already know everything was photoshopped on her before. From where they've run around bragging for years, and everything's drugged before with date rape drugs. And they've laughed at the FBI, mocked them. FBI agent John, June 7th, 23 in Walmart 62. November 18th, Walmart 62. Eric confessed to everything. Then I got a whole list of the shower scene, everything being photoshopped, and where I had all the signs of being drugged, being raped, being drugged up, and told to say whatever shit is, and all kinds of crazy stuff. And I never seen anybody. And I only knew I was sick, infected, heart racing, and had bruises I couldn't explain. And muscle pain, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. And when the day that they think strippers and the drug cartel should break in people's homes and violate them on that level, you need to check yourself. I'm going to go ahead and upload this.